For this video, you'll need your Hummingbird, the microchip bit, a distance sensor, an LED light, and a battery pack. Before we get into the programming tutorial, make sure you have everything plugged in correctly. The LED into the LED ports, the distance sensor into the sensor ports, the chip is plugged in correctly, and your battery pack is plugged in. Pause the video here to ensure that you have all of those steps completed before we move forward. Once you have everything plugged in and the Hummingbird has a light on, in this case a red one, you're ready to go. To start, we need to connect our Hummingbird to our programming software. In my case, my Hummingbird is called Mutant Banana Parrot, so I click on it and it connects. Afterwards, I can scroll down and see that the blocks I'm able to use are blue. Once you scroll down to find the blue blocks, you'll notice that there's a block labeled Light. You can click the drop-down menu on this block and adjust it to a variety of sensors, in this case, distance. I pull it out and I put it into my workspace. In this case, you also have the ability to adjust the port, and in mine is in port 3, so I'm changing the port location to port 3. Now, what might be initially confusing about this block is that unlike some of the other blocks we've used in the past, it doesn't have the sort of puzzle piece connector on it that allows you to connect it to the start button with the green flag that we would typically use. So now we have to navigate how we might implement this into our other code operators. You're going to want to click on the green operators category and then scroll down until you find the blocks where it contains greater than and equal to and less than signs. I'm going to pull out this block, which could be greater than and equal to depending on the orientation you put in, but you could use either of these for your program. Something to know about distance sensors is that they work by outputting numerical values. So when an object you're trying to read is further away, it'll read a higher number, and when it's closer, it'll read a lower number. Knowing this, take a second to pause the video and try and experiment with different possibilities for how you might implement your distance sensor using these two blocks. To implement this into your program, you'll want to drag the blue block into one of these green operator blocks, and for me, I want my program to do one of two things. When it reads a lower value, I want it to do one thing, and when it reads a higher value, I want it to do another thing. Therefore, I'm picking a standard distance to use among both of my blocks, in this case 10, and I'm going to have one block where my distance sensor is reading less than 10, and another block where my distance sensor is reading greater than 10. That way, my distance sensor has two different modes for two different situations. Now that we have this foundational part of our program down, we can move to our control blocks. You'll notice that the shape of the green operator blocks is kind of this hexagonal shape, so you're going to want to pick one of the control blocks that has a hexagonal shape in it. I chose the if block, meaning that once I put my green operator block inside that if block, it's going to say that if the condition that my bit distance sensor is reading less than 10 inches is true, then I will do the following things that we're later going to put inside of this if loop. For this project, I want my LED light to turn on if my distance on my distance sensor is less than 10 inches. Therefore, I'm finding my blue LED block and indicating that I want the intensity of the light to be 100% so that it's very clear and visible when the distance is less than 10 inches. I can replicate something similar for the opposite side of what I want my program to do, which is when the distance sensor reads greater than 10 inches, I do not want the LED light to light up. So I'm going back, I'm grabbing another control block with an if statement, and I'm placing my green operator block inside the if statement, and then signifying that if this parameter is met, then I want my LED intensity to be 0, or I don't want it to turn on at all. One more thing we have to do before we can officially start running our program is ensure that our program is going to be continuously running. For example, if I were to run this program right now and the distance reading on my distance sensor was less than 10 inches, signifying that I want my LED light to turn on, it would only turn on for a split second, meaning that the program is ending super quickly because there's nothing telling it that it needs to run continuously. So, to supplement this, I'm bringing in a repeat until block to tell the program that I want it to repeat it indefinitely until a certain condition is met. Now we have to add our condition or our hexagonal shaped operator block to indicate when we want something to repeat until. And for this one, it's really quite simple. We can just use a true or false. So for example, here I'm putting in a false operator, and all this is saying is that until this program is not true, meaning that the bit sensor is not reading less than 10, keep on running it. Finally, I'm just adding the control blocks to both of these, showing that when the green flag is tapped, I want my program to start. Let's see this program in action. It's a bit difficult to see here, but you can see that when I place my hand over the distance sensor, the LED light is lighting up, just like we indicated in our program. I hope that this tutorial was helpful to you, and leave any comments or questions in our YouTube comments. Thank you!